Shanah Tovah, everyone, welcome. Woo! How's everyone doing? All right, nice. Welcome to our Kol Nidrei service. So for Rosh Hashanah, we went through the storyline of Inside Out 1, right? So we got to know some of the basic, more exciting feelings. And tonight, for Kol Nidrei, we're going through Inside Out 2. We're going to welcome some new emotions. It's a little more complicated, right? So, we'll begin with Hine Matov. It's going to be the first page of your handout. So our story tonight begins with 13-year-old Riley. She's the star hockey player on the Foghorns. They won the championship game. Riley's emotions, joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust, the emotions we met last time, never stopped supporting their girl. They had helped her build a beautiful sense of self from her beliefs and memories. It said, "I am a good person." Riley was invited to a hockey camp. It was run by the coach from Riley's future high school team, the Firehawks. Riley remembered past mistakes she made and wondered if she'd be good enough for the team. But Joy wasn't worried at all. Any bad memory that made Riley upset went straight to the back of the mind. Who here has ever been nervous to do something? Yeah? So, as we turn to the next page, we're getting ourselves ready for Kol Nidrei. So let's read together. Kol Nidrei is a night of change, a night to start being better people, a time to look at the people we love and tell them that we are sorry. Tonight is also a night to think about how we act and what we say, and to make a promise to God that we will try even harder. God is listening to our prayers and our apologies and helping us to become the best people that we can be. Tonight, as a community, we make a promise to take better care of all God's creations and ourselves. Later that night, an alarm went off in the headquarters. Beep, beep. Suddenly, mind workers appeared. They tore apart the console and made a few updates. After all, Riley was a teenager now. It was time for some big changes. The emotions tried out the new console, but every time they pushed a button, Riley overreacted. First, she snapped at her mother. Then she cried about snapping at her mother. Was the console broken? The emotions were afraid to use it. Has anyone here ever overreacted to something? I know I have. Yeah. So as we welcome Yom Kippur, the holiest day of our year, I would like to invite Scott, Meredith, and Rachel to come up and light our candles. And this is a special year, right? So it is falling, Yom Kippur is falling on Shabbat, so we get to say Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov, right? So we get a few extra words, it's great. Huh? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav V'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
Blessed are you,
Adonai our God, you fill the universe with majestic might, making us holy with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat and this festival. And whenever we do something for the first time, we sing the Shehakianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehakianu v'kiyamanu v'higanu l'zman hazeh.
Praise to you, Adonai our God. You fill the universe with majestic might, giving us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to reach this season. Beautiful job, everyone. Soon, Riley was off to hockey camp with her friends, Bree and Grace. But they had bad news. They'd been assigned to a different high school. Oh no, what would Riley do without them next year? Then Riley bumped into Valentina Ortiz, the Firehawks captain. Gulp. Val was her hockey hero. Back at the headquarters, Joy got her own surprise when 4 new emotions arrived. Anxiety couldn't wait to help Riley. Envy wished she was as tall as everyone else. Embarrassment was sweet, but not much of a talker. And Anui, she was bored with everything except her phone. Anxiety was determined to get Riley into the Firehawks team so she would have friends in high school. Joy thought Riley should just have fun. She inspired Riley to take silly selfies with Bree and Grace. But the coach wanted them to focus. She took away everyone's phones. Riley was so embarrassed. Anxiety was certain that Riley wouldn't make the team if she didn't change. She needed a newer and better sense of self to become a newer and better Riley. Anxiety yanked the sense of self from its pedestal and launched it to the back of the mind. At this point in our service, we rise physically, spiritually, or both for the sound of the shofar. We read together, "Blessed are you, Adonai, you hear with love the shofar, the voice of your people Israel." Tekiah! Shvarim! Tekiah! Teruah! Tekiah! When joy and the other emotions protested, anxiety sent them into the vault, where Riley's secrets were kept. Trapped inside, they met Bloofy and Pouchy, characters from a preschool TV show that Riley secretly still liked. Lance Slashblade was a video game hero that she had a crush on, and Riley's deep, dark secret was, well, you don't want to know. Pouchy offered some items to help them escape. Anger chose the exploding dynamite. And in thinking of deep, dark secrets and promises and things that we have done this year, we remain standing for Kol Nidrei.
Kol Nidrei ve'esarei v'charamei v'kinomei v'chinuyei v'kinusei u'shvuot.
We read together. We made many vows and promises this year, vows to God and promises to the people that we love. There were things we said we would do, and things we swore we would not do. We are proud of the promises we have kept. We tried so hard to keep them all, but now we turn to you to release us from the promises we have broken. We stay standing for just one more minute to sing Baruch Hu. You may be seated. Our story continues. The emotions had to hurry to the back of the mind to find Riley's old sense of self, but they needed some help from headquarters. It was up to sadness to sneak in through the recall tube. The rest of the emotions followed the stream of consciousness, which carried objects that Riley was thinking about. It would lead them to the back of the mind. Along their journey, the emotions discovered that anxiety was ordering mind workers to imagine everything that could go wrong for Riley. Anxiety believed that this would help prepare her for the final game at camp, but it made Riley super stressed. So Joy started imagining things going right for Riley. One by one, the mind workers joined her. But then the mind police showed up. The emotions escaped by soaring away in a giant balloon. And we rise physically, spiritually, or both for the Shema. May be seated. Now Anxiety needed a new plan and ideas to prepare Riley for the game. She started a brainstorm. Ideas rained from the sky, plummeting the emotions and their balloon. It was going to pop. Suddenly, a big idea swooped by. The emotions leapt onto the idea and soared out of the storm. Now Riley was ready for the game. She tried to look and act like a firehawk. Grace and Bree hardly knew their best friend anymore. Meanwhile, the emotions finally reached the back of the mind. They discovered a massive mountain of all the bad memories Joy had thrown away. Riley's old sense of self was at the top. And as we turn to the next page, we sing together Mi Chamocha. Back in headquarters, Sadness got caught before she could help her friends. But it was already too late. Anxiety had created a new sense of self. It now said, I'm not good enough. Has anyone here ever felt not good enough at one point or another? Yeah. Let's go. I want that. That's a strong sense of self. Love it. Love it. Anxiety pushed Riley even harder, but during the big game, Riley doubted herself. The pressure was too much for her and for Anxiety. It's pretty bad when your anxiety has anxiety. Joy and the emotions found Riley's old sense of self, but without Sadness's help, they had to figure out a new way to return to headquarters. They released the memories, sending them tumbling toward the belief system. The four friends went along for the ride. Let's read together. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all hurtful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, from wrong from right. Amen. We rise physically, spiritually, or both for the tefillah. We read the English together. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, God of our fathers and our mothers, God of Abraham, God of Isaac, and God of Jacob, God of Sarah, God of Rebekah, God of Rachel, and God of Leah. You are a great, mighty, powerful God on high, who acts with loving kindness, creates everything, and remembers the good deeds of our fathers and mothers, and with love brings redemption to their children's children for the sake of God's name. Remember us for life, sovereign God who treasures life. Inscribe us in the book of life for your sake, God of life. You are our ruler who helps, saves, and protects. Merciful God who is like you, with tender compassion you remember all creation for life. Faithfully you give life to everything. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to everything. You may be seated. As the bad memories poured into the belief system, new beliefs sprouted, creating a glow that was brighter than ever before. The beliefs began to form Riley's true sense of self, one that included the good, the bad, and everything in between. Joy returned to headquarters and calmed anxiety. Riley began to relax, too. She finally knew what she needed to do. Riley apologized to her friends. She'd been feeling uncertain about herself and the future. but her friends, both old and new, would be there to support her. Riley wasn't alone. Even though Riley and her sense of self were still changing, the emotions knew one thing: they would always love their girl. We read together. God is a big idea and a best friend. God is a protector and guardian. God is the hug that puts us back together when we fall apart. God is the feeling in our hearts that makes us stand up for what is right. God is the mirror that shows us how our actions impact others. God is the love that helps us stand tall, confident in ourselves. God is far away and closer than we could ever imagine. God is mine, and I am God's. Now, I love this part of the service. So, to close, we're all going to stand up, and we will say the Shema once, and then we'll say Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed 3 times, and then we'll say Adonai Hu HaElohim 7 times. And as we go through the 7 times, oh yeah, I'll guide you, don't worry, it'll be fine. And as we go through the 7 times at the end, we get louder and louder and louder, and then we do the 7th one as loud as we can. So I love this part, it's a little chaotic, it'll be fun. All right, so Shema once first. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Next one 3 times. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Last one 7 times. It's Adonai Hu HaElohim. We'll get there, friends. We'll be fine. Adonai Hu HaElohim. 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 Tekiah Gedolah. Shana Tovah, everyone. Tzum Kal, may it be an easy fast for anyone who is fasting. And Happy New Year. Thanks for coming. Oh, also, sorry, real quick. Please take the handouts with you. There's coloring activities in the back, some family mindfulness activities, some journaling activities, things to keep you occupied all throughout the long day tomorrow.
Every Friday,